And my first night in my new flat, I was really moping around and feeling really sorry for myself. And I thought, come on, Sarah, cheer up. What would Kanye do? Because he's my spirit animal. And I thought, probably Kanye, he'd just order everything he wanted off Deliveroo, wouldn't he? He wouldn't look at how much he was spending. And that's what I did. I ordered 8 things from the Indian and 2 bottles of wine from the newsagents, partly because you have to spend over £10 to get them to bring it to you, but also because if you're drinking red wine, you have to get white wine in case you spill it. And I did feel more cheerful. I thought, this is self-care, this is self-love. And then I got a text message from my ex-flatmate, and she said, we're just sitting here discussing how difficult it must have been for you to uproot your life all over again. You've made it very easy for us, and we're ever so grateful. And just as I'm messaging her back, like, love is love. No one is ever going to stand in the way of anyone else's happy... I got another message from her saying, and thank you so much for the curry. It was such a lovely thought. Because I hadn't changed my address. And that means that my first thought every day now, my waking thought when I open my eyes is now, who thinks that somebody else has sent them a curry? That's not a thing. But I'd ordered too much. It didn't look like one lady's lonely supper. It looked like a banquet for fiancés. Anyway, I'm not bitter. It's actually a very happy ending. They sang their vows. It's so lovely. It's all worthwhile. So the reason I was telling you, I'm living by myself. My mum finds out, and she sends me a hammer. Now, I must stress, my mum sent me a hammer without a note. It's just a hammer in a jiffy envelope. I recognised her handwriting. Why have you sent me a hammer? I emailed. She replied, it's very dangerous for women who live by themselves, and statistics show that women who've got knives or guns to protect themselves, the statistics show they're far more likely to be used upon them as they're overpowered by the intruder. No statistics on hammers. I was reading this thinking, what an interesting woman. And then I remembered that 3 years ago, my mum told us that if she was ever going to kill somebody, and I must stress, no one had asked. She's looking out of the window. We're talking about salad. And she just turns around like, if I was going to kill somebody, I'd do it with insulin. Because it kills you if you're not a type 1 diabetic, and also because it occurs naturally in the body, they don't even test for it on autopsies. Which just begs so many questions, starting with, are you threatening me? My mum does have access to insulin because my youngest sister is a type 1 diabetic, and also her favourite, which doesn't make sense. She's broken. She's the most likely of us to die. Why get attached? No, Mummy loves her. And, but this idea of having a plan, I thought maybe it is quite clever. There's a brilliant short story by Roald Dahl. I'm sure lots of you have read it. It's called Lamb to the Slaughter. What happens is this wife finds out that her husband has been cheating on her, so she batters him with a frozen leg of lamb. He's dead. She then pops the lamb in the oven, cooks it. When the police come round to investigate the murder, she feeds them all roast lamb for their dinner, thus getting rid of the murder weapon. So clever. But I'm a vegan, so I was thinking if I ever find out somebody's cheating on me, I have to kind of like pelt them with lentils for ages and ages. And then I'll have to collect all of the lentils together, kind of cook them up in a big pot with herbs and spices. And then when the police come round, I'll be like, oh, would you like some dal? Rolled dal. And then the policeman, he'd be like, oh, I wonder why she said rolled dal in that creepy way. Maybe it's a clue. And then he'll go to the library, he'll read all of Roald Dahl's back catalogue. He'll read that story, Lamb to the Slaughter, and they go, oh, she pelted him with lentils. That's why the corpse was covered in all those little red circles. And then I'll have to go to prison, which I would deserve. I really hope I've made it clear enough that I think murder's out of order. I'm actually very anti-murder. Interestingly, though, a very male-dominated industry, isn't at it, yes. 88% of murderers are male, 98% of mass murderers are male, and if ever a woman does break through, she's referred to as a female murderer, which she finds very patronising. And sometimes, even worse, a murderess. Just makes her want to work even harder at killing people until she gets some respect. I mentioned just there that I'm a vegan. I am a vegan. I've been a vegan for just over 10 years now, and in that time I've had 8 boyfriends. Oh, Sarah, how so many? Overlapping. I'm busy. So 8 boyfriends. All of them, when I went out with them, weren't vegan. All of them ate meat. After breaking up with me, they have all 8 of them become vegans. Some of them straight away, some of them 3 or 4 years later. And I know what you now might be thinking is, oh, Sarah must really lecture everyone about veganism. I promise you I don't. We're all adults, we have the same information, we make our own decisions. I must have facts and statistics about factory farming in my vaginal canal. And then on my cervix, one of those horrible pictures, you know, of an animal hanging up in an abattoir with no skin on, and sometimes someone will just share it on Facebook with a petition and you have to unfriend them, and their poor penis is inside me. You know. That's the only explanation. And some penises must be faster readers than others. I don't know the exact science.